I'm going to start making this 3D metal model today. It's of the UNSC Halo Scorpion tank. It's for a friend of mine. I've been promising to make this for him for ages, and I'm just now finding some time to get around to doing it. So the model comes as pre-laser cut sheets with all the pieces in, and for this model we have 2 sheets. The instructions, it is quite a challenging model to make, but the instructions are nice and clear. So you've got all of the pieces numbered here, and then they will correspond to the pieces that you need to use. It shows you where you need to bend the pieces, and for when you're connecting them with each other, you've got 2 symbols here that are really important to follow. So for this symbol, circle, if you see a circle symbol like you do in step 1 here, you will fold the little tabs over by 90 degrees to fix it into place. On other steps, you'll see triangle symbols. Just trying to find one for you now. Yep, so here we go. There's little triangle symbols there. So for those pieces, what you do is you hold you get the tab with your little spade. I like using these little spade tweezers, and you'll twist it 90 degrees to fix it into place. I use 3 tools to help me do this. You don't need any glue. So a pair of long-nosed pliers. These are really helpful for shaping pieces as well as holding on to them while you manipulate other pieces. So the pliers, the spade tweezers, and then some wire snips to cut the pieces out. So for the first step, we need pieces 1 and 2. Now where you see this black symbol here, it means that you are working with the engraved side up. Okay, so I find it useful to lay the pieces out, so I know what pieces I want. Here's piece number 1 here. Now to remove this piece, see the little triangle bits just here, snip those. There'll be a few pieces attaching each piece to the main sheet. You need to make sure you snip each one. It comes out fairly easy, and you can see here these are the little tabs that you will use to fix this to other parts of the model. So it's very small. You do need to work with it quite closely to be able to see everything, or I do at least anyway. So I take both pieces out that I need first of all. So piece number 1 and number 2 is down here. So again, take care not to snip the tab. You must snip the little triangle bit there. Just looking for the other sheets. There we go. I think that's the only 2 pieces on it. There's one more there, look. So we've now got both the pieces that we need, and we're ready to start following the instructions to shape the metal, and this is going to form the cannon, the gun on the Scorpion. So first of all, what we need to do is fold across these dotted perforation marks here and bend that down 90 degrees. Now you can do that depending on the size of the piece. This one will fold down like so, and you can see there that we now have a 90 degree bend on that piece of metal. We're going to do that with the other 3 pieces. So one more on this side, like so. Now they are very small. It can be a little bit fiddly, and you do need to be careful not to overwork the metal, because it is quite easy to break pieces. Trust me, I've broken a few pieces in my time. So just take it steady and do it nice and slowly, and you'll find it does get easier with practice. So that's the two side bits there that I've done, and now we're going to make the actual end of the cannon here, and then fold that over, and then you can push that in the rest of the way there. So you can see that that's now starting to take shape. And we'll continue on to do the rest of the pieces now.
Later.
So you can see what I've done now is that's piece number 2, look, and that's our first piece that we started with. So I've lined up the little tabs with the holes here. They can be quite tricky to get the shape right, but once you've got them all lined up, I suggest you get them all in, all the tabs in first, and then what we're going to do then is fold them into place to fix them, the two pieces together. So you just grab a hold of them like so, and then fold them over, and you'll do that for each of the tabs. It's a bit tricky to show you up close, just because it's so tiny really, but almost there. There we go. Okay, you can see they've all been folded over now, and then we're ready to move on to the next step. I'm just going to carry on following the instructions. So you can see we've got a few more sections to do, still working on the cannon, just following all of the numbers as we go through for the piece. I think we've got another 5 pieces to work on until we finish this page. So as you can see, these are the last few pieces to complete the top section, the turret of the tank, which will sit onto the piece that we've already made. You can see I've started to shape the pieces around there and more or less got those into the shape that they'll need to be able to sit into these holes on here. So I'm going to finish those off now, and then I'll come back and show you when the turret is finished. So I've now completed the top section. What I found was the most trickiest was putting the turret onto the base and lining up all of the little tabs there. So what I found worked was to line them all up first before I started to twist the tabs to secure it into place. Now that's finished, in part 2 I will start the main body and chassis of the tank.